challenge with myself and Mr. the King, the Legend, John freaking Melton, who will be coming on after me. So make sure you hold tight. I'm so excited for today. I am not even kidding you when I tell you that last night I was literally dreaming about ATM. Dreaming. Like what I did in my dream was something that I do a lot. We have a promo coming up. Could you imagine if every single person that you ever ATM'd, which you can see who you added to that ATM group, you can click on your name and you can go down to the bottom like of members and it'll say added by you and it gives you a whole list. And there's a promotion coming up that's like fire. So I tag them in it and tag them with some testimonials of what that product has done for people. And then I get in their inbox and I'm like, hey, listen, you crossed my mind. It's been a hot second. I just tagged you in this thing that is literally fire burning on the dance floor. And it's coming in hot in like 48 hours. And I wanted you to be the first to know about it. If I were to share with you some additional information, would you take a peek? And if not, no big deal. There you go. Or go check it out and then shoot me a thumbs up. They come back with a thumbs up. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not interested in this promotion and 10 being let's freaking grow. I want this well supplies last. Get me in. Where do you stand? So I want you to remember that. That's why this group is so important. Like you can go in there and you can tag your face like ATM. So today, John and I behind the scenes did create an absolutely magnificent slideshow for you. And what I love most is this is all updated, valuable information. Okay. What I was doing 4 months ago might not be working right now. This is all updated and this is what I do every single day. I'm not just coming on here and telling you because I know a lot of leaders who say, like, this is what I did. This is what I do now. It's like, that's what you did now. What did you do to get wealthy? What did you do to get successful? And this is what the stuff that I do every single day. So, like, I literally just never stop doing it. And the things that I test for you are working, and the things that I test and don't work, I don't share with you. So I'm behind the scenes for those of you who are like working full time. You don't have the time to, I got to sit here and trial and error. I'm doing that behind the scenes for you. So today is all about prospecting, follow up and closing, and also some really amazing scripts for you. Okay. So I hope you did your assignment. I know that last night I popped in the VIP chat. I think I popped into the group as well. Maybe I didn't, and said, like, listen, I invited 20 people, and I actually did it on a live video with my team to something, whether it's the opportunity or whether it's something that's coming up or a product. And it was a lot of fun. So I want to know in the comments, did you actually do the do? I don't care. Someone said something like, I did it to 15 people and no one responded yet. That doesn't matter. All that matters is, did you do it? And if you have time to be like, oh, they didn't answer or you're scrolling, don't even spend that time. Just make sure you add them to your follow-up list to follow up. You only follow up with people. Sometimes you're asking, I engaged. No. I started a conversation. No. But if you pop the question about a product, service, or opportunity, yes. Okay. So we're going to go through this slideshow together. Drop in the comments, okay, where you are, how you're feeling, what you're learning, and then let's talk about prospecting. So what exactly is prospecting? I want to let you know that I literally had phases, and I still have phases in my career where I hear a word and I never fully understand what it was. It's like John mentioned it yesterday. It is literally all about repetition. Repetition. Like, you might not know how to master a live video until you hear something out there for the 20th time. Every human is different. You have literally a fingerprint that is different from any single person in this world, which makes you unique. So prospecting is an income producing activity. Income producing. Building content is different. Like, you have to go out there and you have to be starting conversations. Again, look at yourself as a consultant. Look at yourself as a guy who does refinances, and you know that the average person you can help right now save money on, because the rates are a little bit lower, is $200 per family a month. Would you reach out or just sit back and just think people expect to know that? Or would you say, hey, plant the seed? Melissa, I wanted to reach out to you. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, or currently keep your options open to a refinance, but right now I can help the average person lower their monthly mortgage by a minimum of $200. So I'm curious if you're open to taking a look, if you've even considered doing a refinance, and if not, no big deal. Oh, well, tell me more. But if you're not saying that to someone, it's never going to happen. And please don't judge a book by its cover. There's been people that I'm like, oh, she's rich. She doesn't need this. Oh, they need it the most. She's buried in a career. She's never home. She's constantly stressed. So do not pre-approve people unless you literally have asked them and they have told you no and to forever take you off their list. Otherwise, that's just what you spun up in your mind about that person. And that's what your presumption is when you don't know that factual information. And I say that because I used to do it. I used to be the person that's like this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. All you're doing is self-sabotaging the fact that you have a miracle in your mouth. And it's selfish for you to say that unless you know it factual. Okay. In a nutshell, you identify and connect with people who have the potential to become customers and or teammates. So obviously if there's someone who's really difficult and they're really rude to me and they're like, I'm not going to invite them to come do this with me. Okay. If they're showing up on social media, bashing me, calling me names, like I'm not going to. So when you look at people, you usually get a good feeling. Okay. So I like to look at a lot like, do you remember the days of dating? I know it's been a really long time, but you can look at someone and kind of get a feeling, within 5 minutes. And the same is true to this. You scroll, you scan their page, you kind of see their stories, and you're like, okay, go with that intuition, okay? Don't be the person who's like taking the test and then all of a sudden you're backfiring and you're changing all your answers. Just go with the fact that you made that decision that then and there for that reason. So next. Okay, so what's a system? We've already railed this in, but I like to say it just in case, you haven't remembered that it stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. That's what it stands for. And it's very important because as you're prospecting, inviting people to come take a look at what it is that you're doing, that's the number one thing that they're thinking to themselves. Is it going to save yourself time, energy, and money? We already have a system for you to do that. We already have a system, which is a product to help you speed up the process. So it's something that's actually really important for you to say out loud and start to know what it stands for, because people don't know what it stands for. They just think, okay, a system. The more they hear it, they're like, aha, next. So 5 steps to building a profitable business. So notice there's 5. When I hear things like this, and when I was sitting behind the scenes with John, I think to myself, okay, we have 5 ingredients to make this muffin. We have 5. I need to realize that I can't just use more of number 4 and leave out number 1. So I'd be better off setting a timer for 5 minutes and doing each thing and stopping at the 5 minutes instead of only finishing 1 or 2 of the tasks. Okay. There's 5 of something because they all have an important aspect, and each of them is equally important as the other one. I used to find myself in the beginning, like being so obsessed with following up and then I wouldn't get to the other 6 tasks. How would a muffin taste if you have 5 things to create it and you're using 1 or 2 things? Pretty sure it's not going to have success. It's going to take a lot of time for people to like it because the average person isn't going to like it. So look at it as the same in the business. So number 1 is prospecting, curious marketing. I like to tell people and they say, hey, how do you do this? Like, I teach you how to show up on social media through curiosity. If you look at my breakfast this morning, you see a bunch of little balls and a spoon and you see chocolate sauce, and all I put is I'm so grateful. Or all I put is this is a game changer. What's a game changer? Well, guess what? Like now leading up to a promotion that's coming, I can be like, those little balls that are everywhere in my breakfast, I can start collecting people off of my stories and be like, right now, when you spend a certain amount, you get that $79.99 value for free. If I were to share information with you about how you can get started, would you take a peek? If not, no big deal. So again, me reaching out. Just because I put up that there's a sale doesn't mean they're going to reach out to you. They know nothing about it. For all they know is, oh, it's $5 off. They don't realize there's a freebie. Okay. It's your responsibility. Okay. So same with like Old Navy, they send it out even if you come in or not. It's not like they just announce it if you come into the store. Number 2, connect with them to identify a need that your product or service. So if you're getting a lot of objections, you haven't asked enough questions. That's what that means. Like if you can literally, I love giving out a protein guide for free and I send it to people. And my number 1 question to them is like, so why are you wanting to up your protein? What's your what's your end goal? What if you gave someone a water guide or created a water timer or a water roadblock and you're like, what's your number 1 goal in upping your water intake? Oh, I want to have more energy. Oh, you have a pain spot. Okay. So like when you say you want to have more energy, like are you tired all day long or are you just tired at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon? You're not asking enough questions. And if you're just bombarding them with something and they didn't see that you have a solution to their problem, it's going to take longer for them to say yes to you. Okay. So you need to make sure that's something that's really important to do. Number 3, invite them into your ATM group to learn more about the company. Use your ATM group as a free group. I've got all these recipes. Even when they, even if they tell me no, no big deal, or no, and I'm like, well, why not? Well, it's just not, I don't want supplements. And I'm like, okay, I understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way. And they're like, okay, thank you. I'm like, can I add you to a group where I have tons of free recipes, tons of value, like tons of just perks and going live, and it's just inspiring. And if not, no big deal. Sure. So I still have them now inside of that ATM group. Something that's really important for you. I see a lot of you who stop in your tracks. They say no, you run. They say no and give you an objection, you run. Never do you say, hey, I understand. It's not for everyone, but I do have this free group that has literally recipes every single week. It has inspiring quotes, kind of what's going on in my life. And if you want to be a part of it, I would love for you to be a part of it. Shoot me a thumbs up. And if not, no big deal. 9 out of 10 times they're going to want to be a part of it. People love being a part of something, especially when it's free. Follow up and close. Okay. You have to follow up. You have to follow up. I can't say it again. Like every time I offer a free call to someone who wins something, they're like, I'm like, have you gone through your entire friends list? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so did you follow up? Yeah, they ignored me. I never followed up again. It's like, if you saw when I did Power Hours live, my screen is shared and you saw the amount of people I go up to who are on my stories and touch them every 7 days, you'd be like, wow. Eventually they come around. I look at it literally when someone ignores me that they are in the middle of the most chaotic day ever. I'm sure that someone has messaged you and you haven't messaged back. I envision that they're in one of those moments that's like so chaotic, they opened it and they just forgot. That's what you need to start thinking because that is actually what's going on. But what you're doing again is you're spinning something up in your mind to believe that isn't true. And what you say, what you think, what you feel, it's what you bring more of. And that person on the other side of the phone can actually sense that. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's proven. I looked into it. Like when people used to talk like this, it's proven through psychology. Your mind is very powerful. Number one thing it comes down to. Okay. So what do? Quit talking negative. Start putting positive out there. Okay. So number 5, you plug your new teammate into the system so they can launch their business. You need a system. Like my system is a 7 launch system. They know off the bat, listen, we have 7 steps. I'm going to send you step number 1. Once it's done, it's your responsibility to come give me a thumbs up. I will not give you anything else. If you don't come back and give me a thumbs up, like I'm not going to drag you because like literally here's this, I tell them how long the assignment's going to be and then stick with it with the same person every single time. Okay. So like step 3 with me is like a video recording of like me showing ATM. Here's how you do it. Okay, once you watch this 3-minute video, shoot me a thumbs up. We can move on to number 4. Okay, next. So all those things matter. Important questions. How many friends do you have? In the comments, how many friends do you have on your Facebook? How many followers do you have on your Instagram? How many followers do you have on your TikTok? And even how many people do you have following you if you have YouTube? Okay, how many of them have you spoken to about your product or opportunity? And when I tell this to you, I mean it wholeheartedly from the bottom of my heart. That's why I'm always in jail. Every single person. Mine is every single person. I don't care. I am a consultant. I have a miracle in my mouth, just like the person who can help me refinance my house and save me. Someone called me and said, hey, Michelle, I know you got that lake. Right now, it's like a 0.5% down. So here's the deal. You can save $400 a month. I love you. Like, thank you, sir. Because I didn't freaking know. And I wouldn't know. So I'm in the middle of doing it right now. Like you have a gift. And if you can't reach out to people, again, it's a skill. You have to make that up in numbers. You're not reaching out to enough people. You go right now and you say, Michelle, I'm going to commit to 30 a day, every single day, Monday through Sunday for 90 days. I'm doing this. Let's go. I don't care who ghosts me. I'm just going to do what Michelle did. You will have massive results. There's no way possible that you can't. It's guaranteed. Okay. Next. Here's my business activity tracker. This is fire burning on the dance floor. Literally everything that I do, except for when I'm in a power hour with you, I break it apart into every single piece because again, I'm someone who likes examples. If you tell me to come up with a story where it has to include a dog and it has to have a tree and it has to have Michelle in it, I need an example. Okay, so are you saying that I need to tell a story about this thing living? Do I need to tell a story about this thing not living? Do I need to tell a story about being like, what am I talking about? I like examples, and this right here is an example for you. Okay, if you did VIP, I'll tell you right now that it's 199% worth it. You get 2 power hours with me. So if you're in VIP, awesome. If you're not yet, drop VIP in the comment section because we're going to have 2 power hours together. And you also have access to every single day of these trainings for 12 months. Okay, so versus the person who just reached out to me today and she's like, hey, I heard training number 1 was amazing. Well, it disappeared after 12 hours unless she were to upgrade, or 24 hours, unless she were to upgrade to VIP, which she did end up doing because she saw long term. I can share this with my team on team calls. How brilliant would it be to, like, on a team call, get them fired up, press play, we all listen to it. So this is a tracker. We're going to break it apart more. So next, tracker breakdown. So here's how I look at a tracker. I have to write things down that I have to do. I have alarms set for where to be. Like, I am a complete disaster. Usually people are like, you're supposed to be at a call at noon. The fact that I have not once yet, like, don't get me wrong, John's team is constantly like, hey, Michelle, question mark, it's noon, where are you? I start at noon, 12:01 I'm on, but like I'm all over the place. So you really, unless you're an expert, you should be tracking every day. And the reason being is this, especially if you're not at your goal. So John had asked like last month, like, hey, so you recruited 17 or 18 people? And I'm like, yeah. And I don't track how many people I reached out to about the opportunity until I don't reach my goal. And my goal is a minimum of 10 every single month. But if you're not hitting platinum or you're not hitting bronze, I just had 3 gals pop it. I reverse engineer how many people did you reach out to last month? If you can't tell me that answer, I can't help you. It all comes down to numbers. What you don't track, you can't measure. Same with the gym, same with protein, same with water. You can think all you want that you're eating the right amount. You can think all you want that if you didn't have a gas tank that you have enough gas in your car, but you have no clue until something bad happens. What bad is happening? You're not moving forward in your business. You're not proving to the person, you're not proving to yourself that this actually does work, and you're blaming the business when really it's your fault. So start off with 10 invites a day for 7 days. How many customers do you want this month? On this, if you want 10, did you get 2 the first week? Up your numbers, double them. Like literally, all of a sudden the compound effect, it will be so much momentum 6-9 months from now, you will double, if not triple your income. Like, swear to you. Okay, so track it. This is a tracker breakdown. Number 1, be proof the products work. Every day in your stories, you should have you and your product. I don't want to see the name. I don't even want to see your face. I don't care. Find a unique way to figure out how you can put your product in your story through curiosity. That's it. It could literally be that this is a game changer. It could literally be that I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. It could literally be this is the best part of my entire day on repeat. Okay? Because on repeat, you have new eyeballs on your stories who aren't even friends with you and they really are watching you because it's unique what you have. Okay? So that's proof that products work. Remind yourself to take them. You know, I take a plant-derived fertilizer metabolism for my metabolism every single day. I have a timer that goes off at 12 because it reminds me. Stop, drop. They're everywhere. They're in my makeup case right here. They're in my purse. They're in my car. They're in my kitchen. There is no like, oh, shoot. Okay? So being proof the products work, using them, showing it, it shows a passion as well. Personal development, I mean, I just wouldn't even believe if you're an entrepreneur in having a radio. I would seriously pour into myself. There are so many inspiring people. John Melton's podcast, when I first met the guy, I went all the way down to day 1. I implemented in my previous company everything, and I was top 1% of that company. I walked away from a $90,000 income. Everything that man said taught me because I didn't have an upline. Excuse me. I didn't have an upline. So like personal development, pouring into yourself. I am so happy and I am so grateful now that blank, and not letting yourself say that you have fear. Okay, so if you want to become better, but you're messaging me that you're afraid, or you're messaging me that you just don't feel like you're good at something, that's not helping you. Is that moving you a step closer to the needle? No. Okay, so it's moving you further apart. So why are you saying it? It goes to show me right now, I'm like, you're self-sabotaging yourself. You don't care enough. You haven't hit rock bottom enough, because if so, you'd stop saying it. All you have to do is turn it into a positive. There's people like Bob Proctor who literally 500,000 times wrote out something on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. Could you imagine if you spent 5 minutes a day doing that? Add into your network of friends. I'm not breaking all this down, but add into your network of friends. Do you set 5-minute timers? Facebook has a suggested friends list. And if you're confused on any of this, this is what I mean when I say we break it apart in an hour and like 10 minutes. Okay. Next is saying hello to brand new people who accept your friend request. You know, I've been behind the scenes looking. Does every person I accepted as a friend request that accepts my request show up as a notification? It doesn't. I know where to go to look for them. I send them a message that's simplified to them. Like, hey, Brittany, thank you so much for the follow. What do I see on her page? I see that you're in Michigan. I see that you have a daughter. And I see that we have one mutual friend. I'm excited to follow along. So, a little bit about me. I have a daughter who's 10. I live in Michigan, Bloomfield Hills. And what about yourself? Like, what about yourself? So I said, I look forward to connecting. I'm excited. What about yourself? That's it. Okay. Or what about you? Sooner or later, the more I drip on her and see that she has stories and see that she has content, sooner or later, she's going to stop by on my story. Open door to an invite. You are a consultation. You have someone walking right in front of you. You have something to offer them. Are they open? If not, no big deal. What is it they're not open to? What are they saying no to? Okay. So then engagement. If your engagement sucks, one thing that I stopped doing was I used to engage and then I used to start new conversations. Now I do a double whammy. So 10 minutes a day, no matter what, I'm going into people's content. And if I engage, I'm also starting a conversation in their inbox. So if I see that you have a beautiful festival that you went to for Halloween with your kid and you were dressed up, I'm not only going to comment and be like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely so adorable. You know, your family has such cute outfits, or go to Chat GPT, but I'm also going to get in your inbox and be like, hey, I saw that you went to a festival with your family this past weekend. How fun. You know, where did you go and what did you like best about it? Do you recommend it? You know, what type of cider mill was it? What did they have to offer? What was the best part about it? Just go to Chat GPT and be like, hey, I'm looking at this picture and I got to start a conversation with her. Don't pick and choose who you're starting conversations with. I make myself go to birthdays. Every mutual friend is who I'm reaching out to today. I make myself go to the H name because Halloween's coming and search it suggested friends and every person with an H. Like, you can have fun with this. You can have a lot of fun. Okay. Birthday messages. Hey, what are you doing to celebrate your birthday? Always, hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What are you doing to celebrate? I'm at work. Oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a nurse. Oh, I admire you for being a nurse. How long have you been doing that? Keep that conversation going. I have a few of my virtual assistants coming in and everyone's not perfect, but they're like, you know, have the best. What are you doing to celebrate? Oh, I'm going to do it with my kid. That's amazing that you are family oriented. What will you and your family do together? Okay, so keeping the conversation going. Now, 2 weeks down the road, I can be like, hey, you popped in my mind. It's ironic. I just helped a girl who's a nurse get started making an additional stream of income. Go look at the people that are onboarding and shifting retail or your company and be like, oh, they're a nurse, they're a realtor. Now, all those people that you have under those categories, you can now say that you know someone who just came in. Do you currently keep your options open and making money? Okay. Content, 6 stories a day. I have them there for you. Something you're eating, something inside your house, you with your products, a testimonial every single day, your personal development or a positive quote. And then also healthy meal giveaway post. Okay. That's always on there. It's the same thing every day. Make them drop, you know, what time they saw it at to get an entry or whatever. And then you also have the engage in the reply to all comments, likes, and hearts. Those are the people you should reach out to as well, always. Anyone on your stories that has not been touched by you or started a new conversation or followed up or invited to a product. The rule of thumb is this: if it's been 7 days, I'm starting a combo. I'm starting a combo. If it's been 30 days since I've invited you to something, I'm inviting you to something. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it could be like, for me, like, hey, Brittany, I want to reach out to you. I know that circumstances always change, and I just started working on this thing that it's going to be a game changer. I'm curious, do you currently keep your options open to making money? And if I were to share with you what it is, would you take a peek? I mean, I just always flipping it around. Okay. What is it? Well, we also have a new product, so I'm not lying, right? So that's that. Next. 4 vital behaviors: be proof the product works, invite, 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 recognize, recognize, recognize people that are doing things. Whatever you see or like that people are doing, they'll do more of. even if it's a customer. Even if it's a customer you see doing something, shout them out. And then personal development, God, I wish that was at the top. Personal development, well, they're all so important, but personal development and then inviting. Because if you don't do the personal development, you're not going to do the invites. And if you're not doing the invites, you don't really care about showing proof of your products every day. So they all kind of intertwine. Next. Helpful hints, use audio responses. I love it. I remember when I used to not be good at it. You'll only get good at it by doing it, but kind of like try to hype your voice up a little bit. You know what I mean? Or just be you. I like to do audio recordings for people. Maybe if I sent them like a protein guide so they don't think it's just automated, they're like, thank you. Like, oh my God, you're very welcome. Curious. Like, why are you upping your protein? What's your end goal? Or right before I send them a video on a product or ATM them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. If they say yes, so they can hear my voice, sometimes birthday messages back and forth, follow-ups when me and John do follow-up Fridays, usually, especially if it's someone, a prospect wanting to do the business, I'm like, hey, listen, you crossed my mind. I have this intuition about you. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm freaking wrong, but something big is coming and I need to know on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're not interested and 10 being, Michelle, I love money, show me the way, I'm nervous, I want to do nervous things. Where do you stand? And I'll say that to them in a voice note. They hear it. The more you plant those seeds, the more that you are showing them that they can do what it is that you are doing. So I'm telling you, it's not going to be on the number 1 thing. It's not going to be on the number 2. It's not going to be on the number 3. So keep freaking going. Someone was just on a call of mine last night. She's a gal on my team and she's like, 4 months I've been trying to get this girl. I'm like, yeah, most quit. It takes 4 months because of the reputation of people coming in here and thinking it's get rich quick. If you freaking show up and bust out 20 to 25 invites a day for freaking 6 months straight, you're going to have massive check with a comma and massive momentum. Because what you lack in skill, you can make it up in numbers. Just like me, I'm like John's success. Like, he's been in the industry 23 years. I've only been in the industry 6 years. There's certain things I can't catch up to. I can't catch up to his credibility, but I can keep going. So check the personal profile before reaching out to see what they've been up to. I mean, gosh, I used to be so hungry when I was in my previous company. I'd be like, hey, I'm starting this challenge group. I can't wait. I wanted to invite you to be a part of it. Are you open right now to a challenge? And if not, no big deal. And they'd be like, Michelle, my mom just died. And it's like, I went to their page and it's like, oh, shoot. Okay, go to their page. Even if you go to their page and you don't feel like inviting is authentic, there's so many ways around it. You could be like, hey, Brittany, I noticed that you got a new trampoline for your kids. How fun. I'm curious if you jump. Do you? I'm reaching out to you because I am starting a challenge and I was curious if you were open to taking a look at the challenge. I wanted to invite you to be a part of it. If not, no big deal. You could do that. Okay. Don't get hung up on one prospect. Never. Don't get hung up on a new recruit. I used to be like, yeah, John, well, I'm recruiting 12 people and 2 people are doing something and the third is doing a little. It's normal. So if you know that, there's people who are in my business come in and I just meet them where they're at. And then all of a sudden now they're at platinum. I'm like, holy crap. I just meet them where they're at. I'm here for them. I lead by example. I show up on calls and that's what you can do as well. All you can do is lead from the front. Sitting back and getting discouraged, what good is that going to do for you? Tap yourself on the forehead. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful now that I am not discouraged. On repeat until it becomes true. Next. The ATM system, we went over this all week, but just in case this is your first day, okay, you connect like, hello, how are you doing, my favorite friend? I'm going to add you to a group and share with you a video that explains what it is that I want to show you better than I can. And there's testimonials in the group that I don't have my mitts on that I'm going to share you. Okay, then I'm going to tag you in it. And then I'm going to send you a message. You don't have to say that to them, but that's what it stands for. So I'm going to add you to a group. And I love when I share my story and my background. I love being like, so we have a system that's already in place where I'm literally going to teach you how to do curiosity marketing. And then when people are like, what is it? All you have to be able to do is say, if I share with you a video that explains it better than I can, would you take a peek? Then I'm going to show you how to add them to a group. Then you're going to tag them in a tool. It's called ATM. And then send them a message with a script that's already been created for you. It's called ATM system. And the system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. So envision you blow up this business. You get so busy to the point where you hire assistants. You can teach them to come do this for you. Isn't that amazing? And it's a willable, sellable asset. And they're like, okay, next. Direct invite script examples. Ooh la la. So hi Anne, happy Thursday. Obviously this would be if they're on my story, if they left a heart, if they left a thumbs up, left a comment. I saw you've been supporting me and I truly appreciate it. You seem like someone to put your health first like me, and I found this product that with a spoonful a day has helped me. I'm curious, are you open to some info? If not, no biggie. They say yes. Awesome. I'm excited that you're open. Do you have current health goals? Give them some suggestions. Reverse aging. What are your products around? Weight loss, having more energy. Is it all of the above? They say no. Thank you, though, for the invite. You're very welcome. I understand. I said no for a long time. Can I ask what it is that's not a good fit for you? Next. Direct invite script examples for the biz. Oh, no. This is throwing it out there like, hey, with like the puppy example. Hey, Brittany, happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great day. I saw you got a new puppy and it's really cute. Congratulations, you should say. I'm reaching out to you because I'm curious if you currently keep your options open to making money. If I were to share a 5-minute video with you that explains what it is that I do to make money using social media, would you take a look? If not, no big deal. So I would have elaborated a little bit more on like, I saw you got a new puppy and it's really, really, really cute. Did you rescue it? Did you get it from a breeder? How old is it? And how are things coming along? Couple spaces. And then I would say I'm reaching out to you because, okay? Or, hey, Brittany, how are you? If there was a way I could show you how to make $300, $400 a week, would that be something that interested you? Would that something you'd be interested in? Or, hey, Brittany, do you currently keep your options open to making money? I mean, those two things are what Stormy does, and they're absolute fire. And she shares it, and I use those things. I say it like when I share my coaching story, or not coaching story, but when I share my business story, I'm like, listen, like if you currently keep your options open to making money, you should drop video. If there was a way I could show you how to put $200 to $300 right now in your bank account every week, and that's something that would interest you, you should drop a video. Next, or you should drop video. When you prospect replies positively, you say, great. First you ask goals. Okay, so that's a little piece that this is kind of missing that I forgot to put in here, but you ask their goals. Why are you open to this product? Why are you open to this service? Okay, they tell you, great, I can definitely help you with that. I'm going to add you to a group where there's a video that explains it better than I can. When you give me a thumbs up, when you are in, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you put my first and last name for the person who invited you to the group. What you have to realize is they're not going to send you a thumbs up always, and now they might not be in that group. And that's why having a pen and paper like Mr. Melton and myself do to keep tracking matters, because if I had someone say yes to me today and I asked her her goals, but she ghosted me, I need to follow back up with her tomorrow. I don't want her out of my sight or out of my mind for too long. The more times I can touch her as quickly as possible, obviously I'm not going to be crazy, but then tomorrow I can be like, hey, I noticed you never added into that, or you never gave me your goals. I'm notorious for tracking messages and forgetting to respond. I mean, like I have like the biggest squirrel brain ever, but I want to make sure that where I direct you is in the best place possible. Do you have current health goals? If so, what are they? Are you open to discussing them with me? And you move them now to, Thursday, now you move them to Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Like they're moving down a pipeline, okay? So next, pop the question to your customers. Huge, right? First of all, there's two ways. Every time someone orders, I'm always asking them 100%. So if they're like, I want to order, I'm like, great, let's get your flavor of blank and let's get you started. You can do blank, 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 or blank. Okay, I want to do blank. Awesome. Oh my God. Whoops, this is the wrong one. We'll just see that in the next one. Sample script. Hey, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to check in with you. I'm curious what positive changes you are seeing and feeling. When's the last time you said that to anyone, any of your products, any of your services? Could you imagine? But then you're like, oh, they stopped using the product. Well, did you ever check in? Did you ever check in and keep the relationship going? So then they tell you, oh, I have more energy. Oh my God, I'm so excited that you're getting amazing results with these products. This seriously makes me so happy to hear. I'm curious if you currently keep your options open when it comes to making an additional stream of income by monetizing the power of social media. I don't normally ask, but you are blank. Give a compliment. Okay. Would you be open to taking a look at what it is that I do if it doesn't interfere with what you're already doing? If not, no big deal. They're like, sure, what is it? If I were to share a video with you that explains it better than I can, would you take a peek? Yes. Great. When would you be able to for sure take a peek? It's 5 minutes long. Set the appointment. Next. If they say no, no problem. I said no for a very long time. Can I ask what it is that isn't a good fit for you, Brittany? Next. Follow up and close. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Like I can't stress it enough because the ratio, if you invite 15 people right now, maybe you're going to get one, maybe two people that will respond. If you follow up within 48 hours, that number will go up to, I think, 16%. So the more you do it, but people stop or you think you're nagging them or begging them when you're not. What did you like best about the video that I shared with you? You always ask, you're inviting positivity. Never, so what did you think? Oh, it's not my, no. What did you like best? I love residual income. Oh my gosh, me too. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw you in a chat and introduce you to some of the people that I work with. They're going to share their story and you're going to kind of get a feel for what it is that we do. Any questions you have, you can ask in there and then I do it. Edifying people that I share them with. Like, this is John, he's been in the industry 23 years, blah, 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 blah. And you'll see why this is important, okay? So, hey, how are things going? Did you get a chance to watch the video I shared with you? What's one thing that stood out to you the most? Okay, next. Always follow up as much as needed. Life gets busy and timing is everything. Just like I said, every 90 days, it's proven that your life has changed in some sort of way, whether it comes to health, whether it comes to fitness, whether it comes to dietary needs, whether it comes to money. So that's why this isn't just a one shot, I'm a consultant and they can't do it, so I forever get rid of them. Okay, it's just like any store. It's just like anyone trying to do refinances. It's just like someone trying to, it's got to be the right timing and you're going to be the number one. Okay. So sample, hey, good morning. I wanted to circle back to make sure you saw my previous message. I'm notorious for checking messages and forgetting to respond. Happy Friday to you. Next. If they say they're not sure, I love this one. Okay, so if they say they are not sure, so how much extra a month would make this worth it to you? These are actually closing questions, so that shouldn't say if they say they are not sure. Sorry, I have that at the top. Let's just act like it's not there. So inside of the chat where I introduced John, where I introduced some other leaders, upline, downline, sideline, giving them a little nugget. And I had Chat GPT. I'm like, listen, this man's been in the industry. He's this, he's this, he's this, he's this earner. He's got a family. Help me come up with 2 sentences about him to edify him. I did it from Chat GPT and then I just save it. Okay. So when you're in there, if one person shares their story, I added you. Okay. You said that you loved residual income. Oh my God, I love that too. I'm going to start a chat. I don't ask. I tell you. I put you in the chat. I label it so I don't lose it. I put like a fire emoji next to it. You can label it. And the second John or someone shares their story, I come in with my first closing question. So Brittany, how much extra per month would make this meaningful to you? You're probably thinking in the chat with John, in the chat with John. She tells you 500. Okay. So an extra $500 a month, we can definitely help you with that. Would you say you're positive and coachable and willing to learn and grow? What if they say any amount? Okay, we can definitely help you with that. Because I get that question. Next. Wait for them to respond. You know what I mean? When they do respond, this is another closing question. It's okay, perfect. Because just to be honest, if you weren't willing to learn and grow, this probably wouldn't be a good fit. We can't, we can teach you exactly what it is. You guys can read that. And then do you want me to send the different kit options so we can see which one would be best for you? Okay. I usually go in and voice note at this point and say, when you hear the word kit, I just want to clarify with you that you don't have to have inventory on hand. These products are for you to fall in love with. These products are for you, for me to teach you how to show up on social media through curiosity marketing. So really, I would get products that are based on your goals. Remind me, what are your goals? Are you looking to reverse age, have more energy, lose weight, or all of the above? Next. So wait for them to reply. They say yes. Here's what I give them. I tell them what's going on, the best bang for their buck, and I have graphics that go along with it. And they sit there and I follow up and follow up and follow up like, hey, today, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not interested, 10 being like, I love money. I'm nervous, but I can do nervous things. Where do you stand? They ignore again. Redirect the conversation. Maybe bump out of the chat and go personally message them. Just keep going. They were once open to it. Something has happened. They have scarcity. They're nervous, and it's normal. If they just jumped in with you, it's kind of like going and seeing a dog and the dog just like jumps on your face versus the dog that's like really passive. You have to remember that. Not everyone is like you, and it is a big decision. How long did it take you to say yes? How long, once you said yes, did it take you to even come in and actually do the do? How many times did you say no? When you said yes, what was running through your mind? That's what's running through their mind as a human as well. Next. Other ways to follow up. Okay, so happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to reach out to you because I know that timing is everything. And I was just informed about a promotion that is starting blank or has started, and it's a while supplies last for the next blank days or hours. Curious if I were to share information with you. So, what a great way to follow up. You already invited them 4 other times and they said no. Hey, Brittany, I know timing's everything. I wanted to circle back to you. There's this thing right now that's going on, and I thought of you. I want you to be the first one to know about it. If I share it with you, would you take a peek? Like that's normal. Okay, it's not going to happen immediately. Do you think someone goes and looks at a Louis Vuitton and they just buy, or do you think the rep like checks in on them? Hey, this is going on. Hey, this is a new one. Look at this. That's why all business is conversation. It's really important that you know that. Next. Circling back, other examples for you. So you crossed my mind. I wanted to circle back. Like if I'm going through my friends list and I have it a Tuesday, so I have it late, I have it sorted to T names. They crossed my mind. They came across my news. They came across the T. Like I need to reach out when I do those little challenges with myself. It's meant to be. It happens for a reason. Next. If no response, looks like you have a lot going on. I will say this. Actually, John taught this to me. I will say this to people like, hey, looks like you have a lot going on. No big deal. I can totally relate. I'll cross you off my list for now. If you have any questions or you need anything, you know where to find me. But I also kind of reword it. I kind of like come in like, hey, it looks like you have a lot going on. No big deal. I can totally relate. I'm curious, would you like me to cross you off my follow-up list? I don't want to keep bugging you if I am bugging you. Can you let me know what I can do? Like, should I kind of in a verbiage like that? So I would go to Chat GPT with this and I would kind of go like, hey, like, how can I put this into a way where I actually ask them if that's what they want? Do they want me to take them off my follow-up list and to stop reaching out? Next. Overcoming objections are huge. So just get ready to hear these. And you can screen. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. We'd be here till noon. But what do I hear every single day? I don't have time. That is normal. Okay. So always remember when you have objections, you're getting them because they don't have enough information to a solution that you can solve for them. So it's just not right now until those objections can be overcome. I understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way. What I found is blank. I understand how you feel about having a thyroid and being nervous about taking supplements. I have a customer named Sarah who felt the exact same way. And when she went to the doctors, what she found is our supplements are unique because they're free and clear of blank, 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 blank. They don't have side effects besides having more energy, reverse aging, and helping you lose weight. That being said, did you want to wait or did you want to get started, and what do you want next steps to be? Okay, so always an objection, you have to overcome it. Next, I don't have money. That is why you need this more than anything. Okay, we also have a payment plan option, so I throw that out there. Check with your provider, who you are with in the company. Do you have a payment plan option? Okay, because if you don't even know that, you can be offering Klarna. That's a game changer. Next. Is that the last one? I'm not the sales type. So, okay, I understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way. And what I found is, or I understand how you feel. I've had this girl who's a complete introvert come and do what it is that I am doing. At first, she was an absolute hard no. And what she found was 90% of the people who do what it is that I do, they're introverted and they have great success. That being said, if I could show you how to do this without being pushy, would you feel better about doing it? So these are like absolutely fire burning. Like I use these every single day. Next. I don't know anyone. Okay, well, no one comes out of the womb having social media. So ditto, I sometimes remove that word because I'm not like, but I'm totally new to the area and started with no friends and family. You're not new to the area. One time in your life you were. I totally understand. When I got started, I was new to the area and started with no friends and no family. When I got started, I was brand new to social media. I didn't have any friends or any family. So I can show you how to build by meeting strangers. You can turn into friends all around the world. If I can teach you how to meet people, would you be game? Next. I'm too shy. Okay, I get I'm the same. I'm an introvert, but I know I didn't want to be like that forever. For me, it was because I was insecure in myself. Would you be open to working with me and I can show you how to overcome? I see something special in you that reminds me of myself. Next. It's a pyramid scheme. I love this one. I don't know if your company is a pyramid scheme. I mean, you would know the structure of your company, but I think typically that's either not happening anymore or I just don't know. But it's not, because there are a lot of MLM businesses. This is a really good one that models where you have to recruit people to make money, but our company is set up differently. So what I say is I just use an example like, oh my gosh, I understand how you feel. I have a situation where I was actually in a previous company where that was the case. And what I found is, there's this and this, I can do this and earn up to this percentage without signing up anyone, just kind of explaining it for them, but not word vomiting on them. I want you to remember, when you have an objection, you understand how they feel. You felt the exact same way, and what you found out is blank. And go to Chat GPT. Okay, next. What will I do exactly? I love this one. Who doesn't ask it? There's a few things that you can say. Basically, what I say is like, listen, if you and I voice note this usually, if you and I were to go out to eat and we like loved the cheeseburger and fries that we got, and someone's like, where'd you guys go? We're like, you should go try this. We get to earn up to commission on them going to that restaurant. But what we do is I teach you how to show up through social media, through curiosity marketing. And literally I show you every step of the way, and you're never gonna like, this tells you exactly, like, I can teach you everything to do to have success. If you're open to learn and if you're positive and coachable, would you say that you have those characteristics? Yeah. Great. Move past that objection. Okay. Next. I want to be a customer first. That's a big one, right? I understand, because that's how I actually felt. When I first joined my previous company. But what I found was, when you have something that has a brand, or if you have something that's backed by science through clinical studies, it's got patents, that explains it all. You don't have to have a testimonial. Like, I always like to look at Huggies diapers. John taught me, the CEO isn't walking around wearing the Huggies diapers. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't go buy, well, I guess you tried the shirt on, but you don't go get a shirt and go like, I want to try this out for 48 hours before I make a decision to make it, before I make a decision to purchase it. I mean, maybe you do, but you kind of have to look at it, like, at least offer that to the person. Like, listen, you can come on board as a customer, or you can come on board as a customer and also make an additional stream of income while doing it. Just so you know, it's like a 50-50 chance. Like, 50% do, 50% don't. Where do you stand? Next. I want to test the product first. Same thing. I understand, but you don't have to have a testimonial. We point people to tools. We have this tool called ATM. So what if they don't ever get a huge testimonial? What if they don't need to have a huge testimonial? So you need to make sure that you're like, oh, I understand that. What I found was, people who don't have testimonials, but literally just are obsessed with the way they feel, or the effects of how they think their skin looks or glow, or how they sleep, you don't have to test the product first, because we tag people and teach people how to look at tools instead of being a fool and trying to explain it ourselves. So I actually like people who don't have testimonials, because then you don't word vomit on people. Again, there's a system that we use. I don't need you to talk about your results. I need you to add people to a group, tag them in a tool, send them a message with a basic script. So that's for that. The fortune is in the follow-up. 48% of marketers never follow up. That is insane to the membrane. 25% follow up twice, 12% follow up 3 times, and 10% follow up more than 3 times. Okay, that is very naughty. 2% of the sales are made on the first contact. 3% of the sales are made on the second. 5% are made on the third. 80% are made on the 4th to 12th count. Screenshot that. There's the problem right there. Yes, you're doing the do, but you are not following through. Next. What your prospect stops responding? Are you okay? Send them a funny GIF. Go love on their post. Change the subject. Ask them if they're mad at you. I just had a gal who reached out to me, and she's like, this girl, I'm like, just say, are you mad at me? She was typing within 20 seconds. Okay? The really funny GIF where they're like on the skateboard, and it's like, Are you out there? Next. Build a relationship and stay in touch, right? Your biggest competition is what? Indecisiveness. That's why it's important to build a long-term relationship with your customers. When they come across your stories, every 7 days, if you haven't touched them, just touch them. Start a conversation. Ask them a question. Ask them for their opinion. People do business with people that they know, that they like, but also who they trust. And how are they supposed to know, like, or trust you if A, you're not showing up on social media, B, you're not starting conversations with them, or you're not asking them for their opinions? Next. All right, so John's going to come on. Oh my goodness. And he is going to recap basically what I just went through, but he is going to recap it into dense, more concise. Like, this is how this applies to what it is that you're doing today. And he is just going to take you through the follow up, the close. This is one of the best traits that John has. He literally does follow up Friday. It's on his stories. The reason why I am with John today is because he literally sent me a voice note one time, following up, seeing how I'm doing, and sent me a voice note for my birthday. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be like you. You lead from the front. You're freaking amazing. Every single day I see how amazing your numbers are. Let's freaking go. So John, hello. Welcome to day number 3. Are you there? Are you, hello?
What do I look at this?
Yes.
Okay, so Nadia just set up this whole new setup
Hi, Nadia.
Hi, Michelle.
in our studio. So I'm getting kind of used to it, but very, very excited to be here. What's up, y'all? Did you guys love this freaking training or what? Was this fire? Was this electrifying? Who is ready to go follow up? Who's ready to go close some business? Because here's the deal. You don't make money building rapport. You don't make money putting out videos. I know that's shocking, but the money comes from Messenger. The money comes from you converting a prospect into a customer, into a teammate, a social marketer, ambassador, distributor, whatever you call it in your company. But you look at Michelle, she doesn't take no for an answer. How many of you would agree with her scripts, her energy, her confidence and belief? You can see why she's crushing. Now, I know some of us are going to get that compare-itis. We already talked about this, right? Compare-itis is the thief of joy. But the reason we're giving you these strategies, these scripts, and breaking down step-by-step what to do to convert more sales and bring in more people to your business is because eventually you could have this kind of success. Eventually, you could do what she's doing. Look, she didn't have somebody giving her the scripts. She didn't have somebody walking her through this 6 years ago when she got started in network marketing. And even 2 years ago, when she partnered up with our company, she still didn't have all of this figured out. It took her time. So we're giving you essentially like a warp zone. How many of you remember warp zones from, what was it called? Super Mario Brothers? Do you guys remember warp zones? Right? You jump into the warp zone and you end up like jumping into like the next level, right? It's like you're skipping along and you're trying to figure this thing out and you're just kind of having a good time. And then boom, you jump on like a trampoline that skyrockets you into that next level. So it's the cheat code. It's helping you speed up the process because I can appreciate some of you are crawling, some of you are walking, maybe some of you are jogging, running, or even sprinting right now. But this is going to be that cheat code. This is going to be that warp zone, if you will, helping you get to that next level faster. Because here's the deal. You could learn about these scripts, these strategies, and these philosophies a year from now or today. You could start implementing what you learned from Michelle today or a year from now. That's up to you. We're just telling you what it takes to make 30, 40, 50,000 a month. We're telling you what it takes to become the #1 recruiter and the #1 customer getter in the world. It doesn't mean that you're going to do everything she does in the exact way she does it. In fact, you're probably not going to be capable of that. I know I'm not capable of doing what I'm doing right now today when I first got started. Like the things I do today, I could not have done 10 years ago. But here's the beauty. Here's the beauty. I work less hard. Now I work smarter than I used to, right? But I don't work as hard as I used to, as I did in the early days. And, you know, we just got interviewed by Eric Worre. And we were talking about how we've literally, this is crazy. We literally went from multiple 6 figures per month, or excuse me, multiple 6 figures per year to multiple 6 figures per month. So imagine taking your annual income, what it takes you to make in 12 months, and turning that into a 30-day paycheck. Every 30 days, you're making what you used to make in a year. And we were making multiple 6 figures a year. Imagine making that every 30 days, every 30 days, every 30 days. But it's because of these strategies that you're learning in this ATM challenge. It's because of what you learned the first 3 days. And we still got 2 more days, y'all. We still got 2 more days. So I need you to buckle up. I need you to get serious, get committed, and start implementing what you learned. In fact, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you here in a second. So we're going to bring up the recap real quick, just so you can kind of review or recap what we just covered. And remember, this training is only up for 24 hours. If you want to be able to access these slides, access the power hours that Michelle's going to do, access the chat, and have access to this training for the next 12 months versus 24 hours, just drop VIP in the comments, VIP, and we will get you the link to upgrade to a VIP, or you can email our support team to request to upgrade to VIP. I think it's $197, which is just a total no-brainer. And there's a payment plan, and it's a tax write-off. And you're learning from the best of the best with Michelle, where you can not only learn from what she just covered, but also hop on one of her power hours and see how she does what she does. So you learned about prospecting, what a system really is, right? A lot of companies say they have a system, but a real system has duplicatable tools in place so that people can work their business in different cities, states, and countries, different time zones. Like, how many of us would agree that if you could make money in your sleep, this is why we call it ATM, by the way. It's like a cash machine, right? I can go to an ATM 24/7, even if the bank is closed, to pull out some cash money. So you can work your business, and your team can use the tools. Your team can use the company videos. And by the way, some of you will say, my company doesn't have these videos. Okay, you might need to make them then. You might need to make some of these videos. You may need to create your own Facebook groups if your upline doesn't have an ATM system. If you do have these videos, these tools, these systems in place, you are blessed. Tag your upline or reach out to them and say, thank you for putting together a system that I can plug into. Because that's what the system's all about. It's about plug and play, right? Now you also have her business tracker. How many sort of agree that in itself is a gold mine, right? You got the direct product and business invites. So you can be direct, you can be indirect. You can ask them if they know anybody. This is one of the strategies that I used to use back in the day, by the way, just asking for introductions, not referrals. People feel weird about giving you referrals, but if you could say, hey, could you introduce me to some people that would love to make more money? Introduce me to some people that would love to get in shape. Sometimes it's great because you can ask people, hey, I'm starting something new. I know you're already crushing it and you probably wouldn't be open to another income stream, but if you know anybody that's ambitious, if you know any motivated, driven, entrepreneurial-minded go-getters, I'd love to connect with them. If you could just introduce me. In fact, you guys want to know what I did back in the early days? I used to have people that I really liked give me a list of people to reach out to. I used to have people introduce me or give me a list of people where I could introduce myself to them. And I'd say, hey, Michelle referred you to me. She spoke highly of you. She said you might be keeping your income options open. Is that true? How many of you could do that? It's not that difficult. I still do this today. Someone says, hey, I have a friend of mine who's super sharp. She's like, a realtor or, mortgage banker, just like you were, or, she's crushing it on social media, but she doesn't really monetize. Could you send her a friend request or send her a message? I'm like, sure. Give me her profile. I'll send her a message right now. This is not rocket science, y'all. We are networking through people to market our products or services. That's it. And how many sort of agree? There's a lot of people out there that need more money right now. There's a lot of people out there looking to get in shape, lose weight. They want to monetize their social media. They want extra money. Maybe they want to make a silly money. There's people out there just like you. You just have to get over your fear and doubts and your insecurities and your stinking thinking. Because Michelle, yes, you might say, wow, Michelle is so aggressive. She just reaches out to people and asks them if they're open. You know what's crazy? A lot of them say yes. We have this guy, Steve Lofton. He's so awesome, him and Jenny. He said that he just started reaching out to people after Money Monday. And he's like, you know what? I just started ripping off the Band-Aid and asking people if they keep their income options open. He's like, I reach out to 20 people a day and half of them are interested. Half of them are like, what is it? Most people are open. Doesn't mean they're going to join. Doesn't mean they're going to buy, but you planted the seed, number one. Number two, this is why you want to put them in group chats. This is why you want to get yourself out of the way. That's why we gave you the scripts, not just for follow-up and close, but for overcoming objections. The most common thing you're going to hear are objections. I still get objections. I had a lady yesterday in Canada. She's like, you're just so busy and you have so much going on. How are you going to be able to support me if I join? That's an objection. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Sometimes people think questions are bad. Questions are good. Questions means they're interested. Now, if someone just says, hey, never message me again, you scammer. Okay, that's different. But most people aren't negative, nasty humans. Most people are not pessimistic. Now, they're skeptical. That's fine. They should be skeptical. I'm skeptical of people that aren't skeptical. Does that make sense? Anyway, I hope you guys got a ton of value from this. Here's the challenge. You guys ready? I want you to follow up with 10 people and don't take no for an answer. Now, be careful. We're not here to blow people out of the water, but you just want to ask them if they're ready to get started. What would they like the next step to be? Do they see an opportunity? How much money would they like to make? The scripts that Michelle gave you, use them. I want you to do this with 10 people. You know, we challenged you to ATM 10 people on Monday. We challenged you to reach out to 10 people yesterday and approach them with the products or opportunity. We are now challenging you. And I'm curious in the comments, how many of you actually done the challenges? Let me know. Tag Michelle, tag me if you've been doing these challenges. So now I'm going to challenge you to follow up with 10 people that you've already ATM'd, 10 people that you've already talked to. And I want you to ask the closing questions you learned today. I want you to put them in group chats. I want you to stop stinking thinking. No more. No mas. And who's excited for day 4? Who's jacked up and fired up for day 4? Day 4 is going to light the world on fire. It's going to help you take your business to the next level. And you're going to see some amazing things on Thursday. You're going to see even more things. Listen, the training that you've seen so far is like what you should be doing. The next couple of days is going to be about team, about leadership, about duplication, onboarding. It's going to be that next level of information, because how many of us are like, we could probably do a better job of getting people into action? How many of us are thinking like, I could probably do a better job of working with people, mentoring people, helping people get results? Because when people get results, they don't quit. When people earn a check with a comma, or they rank up and bank up, which is the rank up, bank up ATM challenge, right? When they start to see results, you can't shut them up. It's funny. I get people that are like, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, bother me. That's what I'm here for. Like, if you're not bothering me, someone else is. I would rather you're bothering me because you want to grow a business and make money, because we're a business together. We're a partnership. When you make money, I make money. I want you to make a lot of it. That's it. Anyway, hope you guys love this. Let us know your biggest takeaway from day 3 in the comments. And let's give Michelle a massive shout out. She crushes these trainings. She works really hard, y'all. Her and our team, Desi, Ben, behind the scenes, Kyle, these guys work really hard putting together the resources, putting together the slide deck, working with Michelle. Michelle puts a lot of time and effort in. So let's just recognize them. And this is technically a free challenge. Now, obviously, all of you should do VIP, but you don't have to. That's up to you. It's your business. You can choose to invest in yourself or not. But either way, this is a training that we put a lot of time and effort into, because we want to help you. And we don't care what company you're in. We don't care what products or services you're marketing. We don't care what organization you're a part of. I think everybody would agree that having a group, having duplication systems in place, scripts, tools, resources, and being able to help someone truly build an online business is what it's all about. I mean, look, income's cool. Freedom is super cool. And this business can give you both. So appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow for day number 4.